All right, folks, we are back in the lab for another lantern project. Here we have a DIETZ D-LITE, a big puppy. And you'll hear me referencing it through this video of another D-LITE project that I did that never got published because I was so angry and so bummed out about what happened. This is a DIETZ D-LITE. And this is an older one. There's so many layers of paint on here, I can't get a date code. I mean, the outside of the thing seems really nice, unless I'm going to find Bondo and stuff underneath everything here. Oh. And now we have primer. You still see red paint. So it's primer over red paint, and then major coats of high gloss black on top. I didn't even feel like publishing it. I had to stop the project. It was debilitating. In fact, I have it right here. By the way, before I show you, Supervisor Baby has accumulated a lot of holiday hours and may not be with us for a little while. He's taking a little break. But here we have a Ham Gem solid brass cold blast dash. Isn't that great? There's a video for this that I did a couple months back. Okay, so this since it's after Thanksgiving, it's time to put out the holiday lights. So that's what we did. Okay, anyway, so let me show you here. All right, well, here we have another D-LITE. Smaller fount, substantially smaller fount. I mean, I think this is probably supposed to be larger, and that's regular size. But anyway, this was 1928, and and I'll be putting probably video clips and photos up throughout this video. I just touched the little area trying to get this little fleck of stuff off. And look what happened. Holy moly. Well, that explains all the body fluid there. Oh, God. Well. I mean, I had to do that. I had to know. This thing was, this looked great with this crazy, drippy, super duper thick, shiny black paint on it. And when I got through that paint, I can't even begin to show you. See all that red there? That's Bondo. Bondoed everywhere. Here we go, 1928. Massive, sorry. Just massive holes everywhere. And all in weird spots, like just the air feeding area. This whole, it's hard to explain. Like the tank, bottom of the tank's fine, but not the air chamber. The top of the tank, yeah, you can put a screwdriver right down that hole into the tank. But I mean, all this, I was scrubbing. I'm like, oh man, all this weird stuff is covering up massive holes everywhere. So, and this was the last straw, trying to get that out. So, and there's a couple parts off here, and I saved these parts for when needed, because I got lots of stuff off of that. So that'll be good. That's good. All that stuff. But not the body of the beast. So, okay. All right, so here we are. This is 1937 in the larger fount, and yeah. So we're gonna work on this because I think I want to kind of redeem myself. And it was but D-LITE was like the first full size lantern I ever had was a D-LITE. I mean, not counting the DIETZ Juniors I had as a Boy Scout. All right, let's check this thing out. All right, let's see what we got here. Beautiful D-LITE globe. So, let's see what we have going on here. That works. That comes out. That comes out. So far, so good, folks. And that is out. It's got paint on it. This paint's coming off, by the way. Ooh, look at that. What a beauty. That looks like mice had been eating it. Tank looks great. I was hoping for an extra wick. So, I'm quite confident that this is going to clean up very nice. I say that now, and you guys know, famous last words. And why pull this off? Well, I mean, there's so many curves and crannies and nooks and everything. So painting it, and we just gotta have this out to get everything properly cleaned off. There we go. That goes in there. So I'm about 3.5 weeks, maybe 4 weeks in after a positive COVID test, and I'm feeling all right, but my nose generates extraordinary amounts of snot, and that's about all I have left to worry about is the snot. That go here, and we'll save that. This goes in my antique milk jug. This is where my exceptional vintage used wicks go. In the milk jug, because that makes total sense, right? All right, so now we can just go straight to paint removal. I'm just looking to see if there's any real builds up of dirt. Oh, I don't even really need to take that off, do we? Yeah, we do. All right, yeah, I am going to take the crown off. I got this real dirty in here. I want to get in and get those parts. And I am confident that these DIETZ crown posts that are connected to the bottom of this little tab right here are going to hold up, and I'm not going to snap these tabs off because that rarely happens on DIETZ, at least to me anyway. That's weird. Okay. Oh, I see. That one must have been during original assembly, kind of went in there a little wonky. Okay. Oh, we could take that off and do that proper. Might as well. I can give this bottom a good cleaning too. It's pretty gnarly. Let's head to the sink. Yeah, I don't have to worry about this worker getting low on fuel while I'm gone. Okay, I'll be back in a bit. Okay, while the paint stripper is doing its thing, I'll come in here and work on this. This has no paint on it, so I'll get this cleaned up. Why do I have one glove on? Well, gloves are not free, and I was using this to hold the lantern while I put stripper on there. And I know I'll be back in there in like 10-15 minutes, and I'm just gonna save the glove. Okay, I'm going to run a pipe cleaner through here. Clean that out, make sure that hinge is functionally great, and we can release 90 something years of grime out of that hinge there. Okay, and that'll be ready for reassembly time. Real pipe cleaners with the little scrubbers in them. Yeah, it's like a little steel scrubby mixed in with the hairs. All right, we are back with a couple of items. The lantern is still in the sink. I put a second coat of stripper on there because there was some pesky spots. So while that's doing its thing, I'm going to get started on some of these things on the grinding wheel. So let me do that. I got to make sure everything's not going to go flying off the table. And when I turn the grinder on, okay, we're good. I'll be back in a minute. Right, we are back. We finished up the small wares for primary big wheel work. There's more work to do on those things as usual, and I never do that. I have no idea how. I put a little dent in that, just getting the crown off. Okay, so no real anomalies except for excessive insect nests. We're actually blocking this one air tube up in there, and I can revisit that just to make sure I got it all. I ran a lot of hot water through it. Yeah, looks like I got it all. Doesn't take much, man. There's a little bit of mud wasp nest, but I got most of that out. So now I'm gonna take this to the wheel, and this is beautiful. This steel's in fine shape here. And just gonna make it all uniform. That's all. There are some heavy spots here. Okay, so let's get to it. I'll be back in a bit. All right, we are back from the grinding wheel, and I happen to notice oh no, I was gonna say rot. Yeah, it is some rot. But some of it got, oh, okay, it's gonna break right off, isn't it? Yeah, it's gonna break off. Okay, well, that's not gonna show, but I'll know. But at least I know I have a donor if it comes to it. You saw the donor just a couple minutes ago. All right, I gotta get it that little chunk off there. It's like a loose tooth bugging me. Okay. But all in all, everything cleaned up real nice. This is going to be real nice. And I did some grinding on the bottom so I can kind of do a search, pinhole search. I have a feeling that's going to be completely solid. Not a problem. Right now is getting the last of this paint off. There's some spots I'd like to get off before everything completely dries up, you know, from the stripper and everything else. Especially these little areas in here. So I'm gonna get junker bits are ones that were, you know, pretty much used. I just call them that, but they all have their uses, and most of their capacity is up to the point where there's nothing left. There's a different job, to me anyway, here at the Chef Birdland Lab. So I'm going to use these junk bits on this, and I'll use it over here on this. And yeah, all right. All right, it is the next day. Surprise, here I am. Okay. Got some more wheel on here. We're gonna just attack some stuff. Here, we're gonna attack the seams, and this is not bad. It's not bad at all. The seams are not disgustingly holding paint very, very tightly. So we should be all right here. We should zip through this part. And then, of course, you know me, I'll just wander on to another spot and play around. All right, let's go. So we got a little something going on with this eyelet here. Okay, that's about as good as that's gonna get. It's like it's split on the bottom. Okay, good. As long as I don't snag that with some kind of buffer or wheel or something, that should look all right. Okay, good. Clean it up a little bit. Oh, see? Man. Open mouth, insert foot. What an idiot. Did I really do that? Yeah, I really did that, folks. I swear I'm not doing it for like content or anything, because I would really not happy about doing that. Okay. Don't touch it. Brad, don't touch it. Don't touch it. I touched it. right. Now, it is steel boy time. This is going to be a beautiful lantern. A beautiful old lantern. Ooh, I'm going to take this wheel. I'm going to make those DIETZ pop out a little bit. There we go. Pop out a little bit. Okay, while I have this here, might as well get it put together. Okay, that's all done. So you have seen me use the steel brush on this, the big wheel, 600 grit nylon, and steel wool on a lot of these parts, and the lantern itself. It's just kind of getting it down to one finish. It's just layers, that's all. Layers. It's just like sanding a piece of wood and just starting with a log and a very rough sandpaper, and you get down to something beautifully smooth with something different. Let's put it that way. So yeah, that's why I do it. And each time takes a little bit more junk off of there. It's interesting. This globe plate is like the only thing that is really has any kind of damage from rust. And it's just this little spot here, which is interesting. Just that spot. Okay, we got the parts brushed off. Now, we can do some treating. All right, time for some new brushes. These are getting a little chewed up. I mean, all I need to do is deliver oil, but I like a little more control. And I don't know why I need more control, because I just wipe it all off anyway. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's start. All right, let's go here. Let's see what attitude comes out of this metal. And I'm liking it already. It's almost like a modern camouflage kind of thing here. All right, let's get it back together here. What do you say? Nope. I put on my uppy-closey glasses to put this on, and with them I realized I didn't get the oil off this little part here. The chimney. Oh, see something else I want to fix too. The inside of these tabs. It's something I keep forgetting to do, because when you put the crown on, when you put the crown on, the way you bend. Come on now. What's wrong with this thing? All right. Time for another core. All right. So these things bend out, and they're always grutty and gross. I keep forgetting to clean them. All right. I'll show you what I mean. One, two, three, four. Okay, we got them all. Now, the trusty chopstick. This move is always hard because I got to get up there where the camera can see it. And there's all these lights and lamps and cords and junk up here. And why do I use this piece of bamboo? Because it doesn't leave tool marks. Because if it slides off and goes like that, it doesn't leave a big old gouge in your lantern. I'm not afraid of, I'm not a friend of the gouge. As you can see now, see those tabs are all nice and shiny and clean. I keep forgetting to do that, and I ended up having to clean them up at right about this point right now is when I would clean them up. All right, so that's on. Got good positioning there. This there. Hey, everything is nicely lined up. In theory, D-LITE.
Three days later.
Okay, so beautiful free wick that came with this baby. Beautiful. Click. Love that. Cap came out nice and clean. Almost doesn't look like it belongs on there. It's too clean. All right, so the bale. Yeah, this almost kind of fell out when I first started playing with this thing. Bale test. Successful. Now, let's put a globe in. Or the globe, actually. Nice lock knob. Get it in there in the lock. There we go. There we go. All right, there it is, folks. I'm not going to fill this up and light it. I have too many things over here on the table that are already filled with kerosene. Now I can let me bring out the other one again, so I can feel that much better about what happened here. What a mess. What a mess. Okay, but lots of good parts. Lots of good parts on here. Burner, not so much. You know, I haven't gotten that out of there. One of these days I'll harvest all these parts off and just throw this carcass in the parts bin. But I kept it around for a moment like this because I knew I want to bring this back out someday because I never published the video. It's on YouTube, but it's unpublished. I just didn't want to make it public. It was just, I don't know. Probably because I was angry through most of it, and I don't need people to be seeing that, right? But if you're very interested in seeing the video on this, I'm sure I have put a number of clips from it throughout this video. Okay, so enough about that piece of crap. Let's come down here and take a look. There we go. Turned out wonderful. Great. Folks, here we are. Number 2 D-LITE, 1937 by DIETZ. And that's it for this wonderful project. I like it when they turn out nice like this. I like it when they don't have a million coats of paint on them. And folks, as usual, don't you go changing.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.